I've got a bad case of dad bod.
I'm a middle-aged dad, and this is my journey to get back in shape by rediscovering my childhood love of cycling. Come on and take a ride with me.
Okay, welcome back to On Your Left. Today we're going to take a spin through one of our local parks, Duke Island Park. It's got some nice paved walking and biking trails that we can take a spin around. There is one section of trail, if you go across this bridge and off to the right, there's a narrow dirt track that follows the canal. It's really narrow, it's not very well maintained, it's got a lot of gnarly roots on it. But it's not too hard to handle, even with this bike. But when I took a peek at the other end of it, about a couple of blocks off to my right here, a couple of blocks off to my left here, it looked like it was kind of icy and still had snow on it, so I didn't want to chance it. So I'm just going to take you through some of the bike paths. We'll go through the park. The route I'm going to take through the park, actually I have to double back on part of it, so I'll see how long it takes me. Maybe we'll get to the end of the park and stop, or maybe I'll show you the loop back. In any case, we're here at this is actually the Raritan River Greenway parking lot. The park entrance itself proper is actually off to my right, a couple of traffic lights. So we're going to go along a little path that kind of leads the back way along the river into the park proper. We'll go along the back of the park proper that goes closer to the river, and there's another little trail that leads to kind of a park exit, another park side exit at the other end that we'll go down, and then we'll get to the end of that and see, we may stop there, we may turn around and come back. So anyway, I'm going to get going. We're going to hop across this bridge, make a right, and follow the river. And even though we're in the middle of a day on the weekday, this is a fairly popular park, so I'm probably going to have lots of pedestrians, kids, dogs, that kind of stuff. So not going to go too fast once I see people. Bump there. Not going to go too fast once I see people, and we're going to practice our good trail etiquette. And we do a catchphrase as we go. But if it's like this, I may open it up a little bit. You get some bumpy sections like this, but it's really not bad. It's well maintained, well paved. I take my son here to do a lap or two around the park on his bike to kind of start conditioning him every so often. So not far from home. Got a good couple of miles here. Nice exercise out of the traffic. Like I said, there can be a lot of people, but it looks like it's kind of empty today. At least over here. That'll probably change when we get into the park proper. It is a popular location. Some nice sights along the way, so we'll probably stop and take a peek at some of them. Morning. Again, especially if you're going to put on any speed, ride right, pass left. Not sure if you can catch it. There's the river is just off to my left here. Spot over here where maybe we'll turn the camera so that you can take a peek at it. There's definitely a nice view at a spot way on the other side of the park that we'll also stop at too. Not a great view from here. I think there's a spot further down where you can see better. This little paved area is kind of marks the demarcation between this just path through the woods and the park itself. Yeah, let's stop here real quick and turn, take a quick look at the river. Yeah, nice peaceful views here. Down towards the other end, when we get to the other side of the park, there's a nice place where you can see a little bit of a waterfall. It's a nice place to stop and rest. Let's continue on. This road actually leads back out to the main road. And over here is the path and the bridge into the park. Definitely in Dugan Park proper now. But we're not in like the main loop in the main section of the park. There's another little footbridge we'll cross before that, and terrain opens up a little there. You'll see the parking areas and all that stuff, and it's more open there. It's a nice, really wide path, so it's usually pretty easy to get around people. Again, between it being middle of the day on a weekday and it being fairly cold, it's not a lot of foot traffic today. Usually by now I see a bunch of people walking. But hey, if you get to see the park empty, that's cool too. Nice little curve coming up here. You know, it's mostly flat. There's these little rises and falls. Pick up some speed, some little curves. Keeps it nice and interesting. It's one of the reasons I come here. Just because it's a nice route. I like the dirt path of the DNR canal that I took you on a few videos ago. But that tends to get a little boring sometimes because it's a straight run, very flat, even though it's dirt, which is a little bit more interesting to ride on, I think. Okay, you probably can't see it on the camera yet, but I can see one of the picnic areas in the main park coming up. There's a wide open field kind of off to my right. Now we could turn right here, take a loop around that side of the park, but this is the more interesting side near the river, so we're going to stick here. Coming up on the footbridge, we got a pedestrian up there. I'm actually going to back off a little so that she can get across the bridge before I pass. A little bit of a bump to go up on the footbridge. I've got my suspension locked out because it's paved, so that would have hurt a little if I took it too fast. All right, we're going to continue next to the river. Excuse me, on your left. catchphrase moment. So we've got a playground here. Like I said, on weekends especially, and in the afternoons, this place gets really busy. This is really dead. On a nicer day, if you're right here in the middle of the day, there's going to be lots of people here. Some picnic areas, there's a band shell, some gazebos. Nice area. You know, it's a fair bit of trails. By the time I ride out here from home, do a good loop around, go back, I've done almost 10 miles total. More if I do more than one lap around. Okay, coming up to another footbridge. So this park kind of has sections separated by these footbridges. And way off to my right is the other half of the loop. But we're actually going to take a little bit of a detour from that. Yeah, this parking lot, well, it's way off to my right and ahead. It's very empty. I only see like 3 cars in it. It's okay because I get the trails to myself. Or mostly to myself. I'm not blasting through the trails, but I'm probably doing, well, I don't have my speedometer up in front of me on my phone right now. Probably doing about 13 miles an hour, maybe a little more. You know, when it's empty like this, yeah, you can go for it. If you see lots of people, you do want to be cautious. You know, lots of little benches, places to have a picnic. Nice park. I'm going to stay to the left again up here. Looks like we'll have a chance to use our catchphrase again. Excuse me, on your left.
Oh, on the left. Oh, thank you.
Catchphrase moment. This is a very popular jogging trail. A lot of people jog around here. Can't blame them. Really nice to look at. You know, I don't know how much of it you can see off to the left, but the river is just really nice to look at. Like I said, I'll show you one of the better sites when we get up to it. Oh, puppy. So I may have to break protocol and not pass him on the left. Excuse me, on your left. Thank you. And that's a triple catchphrase day. Turned, we're headed back more towards the road now. This is the end of the main part of the park, and I think there's a turn off to the left up ahead. Yep, this is a trail that goes off to kind of a side corner entrance of the park. Has some nice views, so we're gonna turn here. This path goes through the woods. It's a little dirt track, but it's really just a path to get down to the river for the fishing. Pop up this hill. Technically, this is the end of the bike trail, but the path keeps going. Excuse me, on your left. And that's 4. And up here's a nice little stop. One of the nicer views. Look at that. Tilt the camera a little so you can see it. Over there, that little dirt beach is where the path leads. All right, let's go. That's my favorite little spot on the trail. Nice photo op spot. Continues. We got this little slip of a canal on the right, river itself on the left. Trail goes a little bit further and then exits the park. If you could see the embankment on my left, you'd know why this fence is there. You really don't want to be falling down that. So this here is the end of the trail. Got this little gravel parking area over here that leads back out in the street. You can, yeah, it's sort of another trail back there, but it really doesn't go anywhere except back to the street. I'm going to get turned around here. I will take you back for another look at my favorite view site before we sign off. And take a look at the river as we go by. I think you might be able to get a better look at the river. Coming this way maybe. The river does get stocked with trout, so you know this is probably a fishing hole for a lot of people. I'm sure people go fishing all the time when it's in season up by that little dirt path I showed you. And a quick look at the falls from the other side. Really nice place. These are the kind of little locations that you just want to find when you go exploring, even though this one isn't really that well hidden. And from this angle you can probably see it a little better. That little dirt beach, I would bet you that's a popular fishing spot. There's a little bit of a dirt trail that leads back up and hooks up with this paved trail a little further up. In any case, I think we're going to call it a day here. We got to see the sights. I'm going to continue my ride, loop back through the park, and then head home. So hope you have a great day. Hope you learned something. Hope I inspired you to get out and exercise, because if a chubby old guy like me can do it, so can you. Take care.